Well, I started dancing when I was about 18 years old. Between high school and college, I had been sort of tritely creative as a teenager, and I was also very athletic. I played sports. I played football. I played basketball. I played tennis. All of those things, and I finally found gymnastics, which I thought was very creative, free exercise. You know, those kind of exercises that the guys do. And there was a wonderful lady at our school who was a dancer and did a wonderful kind of thing that she called modern dance. So I persuaded her to take me out to the studio where she was studying. So I went out and there found a wonderful man named Lester Horton, who was a genius of a choreographer and a teacher. And I became completely involved in modern dance as an expressive medium, as a way of expressing myself. I mean, in the modern dance, I found all those creative elements that I had been yearning for as a teenager. I found the athleticism. I found a wonderful kind of creativity and energy and spirit, and I was hooked. I started working with Lester Horton in 1949, and I worked with him until 1953. He died in 1953, and I became the director of the Lester Horton Company, and I made my first choreographies for the Lester Horton Company, and then left in 1954, left California in 1954 to dance in a musical called House of Flowers, and with the idea of studying with all of the Eastern modern choreographers, with Martha Graham a little bit, with Hanya Holm, with Charles Weidman, with Anna Sokolov, with Sophie Maslow, with any number of people. The idea being to find out what all of those people were doing to bring it back to California. Of course, I never made it back to California. So, and then the first concert was given in 1958 with a company called the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. And here we are today. I felt immediately when I got to New York City the need for a modern dance repertory company. I mean, the classical ballet has done this for so many years. I mean, classical ballet have the Giselles and Swan Lakes and Filles Margardets and Sleeping Beauties that go back hundreds of years. But all the modern dance classics have kind of fallen away, you know. I mean, there are any number of great works that I really would love to have in the company and was trying to do at the beginning. I thought, oh, not only will we do my ballets, but we'll make Tally Beattie's ballets, and we'll make Hanya Holmes' Trend, and we'll do Doris Humphreys' With My Red Fires, and we'll do Jose Limon's This and That and the Other, and make a big national modern dance company. It's proven to be difficult to do all of those things. So what has happened is that we have become the repository and the place for the black choreographer.
Well, there comes a time, I think, in a dancer's life when you know you have something to say choreographically, except maybe you're on the road or you're just busy doing too many other things. And there came a time in this dancer's life where I had been on Broadway, and I really wanted to retire. I'd been dancing for something like 15 years straight, and I wanted to retire, but what do we do next? Next is not automatically choreography. I happen to be blessed as far as talent dancing, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to get the same gifts choreographically. The hardest step for me to make was the fact that when I was with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater for 15 years, I learned something like 75 ballets. And every step I would try to take choreographically, I felt I couldn't possibly do my own movement. It would always be borrowing from someone else. And Mr. Ailey helped me get over that in saying that you just do. You just have to do it. Just go ahead and do it. And be true to yourself. And what I found was that if I was as organic as I was as a dancer, then I could do the same thing as a choreographer, growing that way as I did as a dancer. So what was nice about working on Divining was that I was able to develop the score at the same time I was able to work with the dancers. And I love doing that, as mad as it is to do it. To have 5 incredible drummers with you, Kimata Dinizulu is one of them, and Monty Ellison, who are also within the confines of the school, to have them to work with, plus these young, fresh dancers, and then the first company, that creative process is very exciting to me. And as I say, I was encouraged all along to do this.
I was thrilled the moment I saw the movements. Such wonderful movement, such musicality. I mean, she composed the score herself. I watched rehearsals, and she was not only making these wonderful movements which came out of her very being, which looked like nobody else's movement, but at the same time composing with the musicians. I thought it was extraordinary. It was just an extraordinary experience watching her do that. And I thought, God, what an extraordinary ballet it will make. And it has. And she's made many other works for other companies, and I'm very proud to say.
I remember being in Africa and wanting to be recognized, recognizing roots from wherever, because every place I'd go in Africa, someone would come up to me and start speaking the local language, and then I'd look at them like, what are you talking about? And they'd say, no, this girl is not from there. But what would happen is, in Senegal, I kept wanting to look Senegalese because those are such beautiful people. And I turned around and I asked someone one day, I said, well, what is my bone structure? Does it remind you of anything? And they said, yes, these people from Mali who are nomads. I said, is this perfect? I have to come all the way to Africa to find out I'm a gypsy. You know, I've been that all my life. I've been a traveling, living out of the suitcase. So all that came together, as I say, in retrospect, as I looked at divining on stage. Then the idea about mystery, about a woman that's a strong leader. That's my history, you know. That came into being. It seems that every ballet that I do, there's a strong female leader. And in divining, we see runners going before in this unknown space, in this virgin space, in this sterile space, making sure that everything's all right for the leader to come into. And that the leader blessing the ground, of checking out the spirits that are around, and making sure the air is right, of making sure the ambiance is right, before she lets the rest of her people celebrate life, rest in the place, and then celebrate, and then move on to the next place.